Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you about car rental in England. What are the documents you need, how to rent a car very good for the best price, even you will save a lot, what are the best car rental companies, in short, everything in a very quick, useful and non-binding way. So give the like in the channel, like the channel, no, complicated, right? So give the like in the video, subscribe to the channel, that helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, it's not that common to rent a car in England, in the UK, because most people end up going there to visit London. So people end up staying a lot of days in London, and London is not worth renting a car. It's a big city and you can use public transportation, taxi, Uber, subway, buses. Well, it's not worth it, but there are people who sometimes want to get to know the interior of England, do a tour, a route through the country, and then it ends up being very worthwhile. The cities are very beautiful, the roads are beautiful, everything is very organized, everything is super beautiful, and it's very easy to drive there, except for one detail. Don't forget that in England there is the so-called English hand. They drive with the other side of the car, so we are used to driving on the left side of the car, but there are the driver's seat on the right side, and this confuses the mind a lot. It seems silly, but when you start driving it gives you a tilt, you get very confused. So at the beginning, take it easy, take it slow. After a day maybe you will have already adapted, but it takes a little while for you to adapt, so be careful. But other than that, everything is very calm, very easily, so in general it's very easy to drive there. Well, the first question everybody asks when they want to rent a car is, what documents do I need to drive a car there? The truth is very easy. Just like almost every other country in Europe, you only need your country's driver's license. If it hasn't expired, make sure it's within the correct time limit. But you need your driver's license, your passport, and a credit card that's enabled for international purchases. These are the three items that the rental companies require, so you can rent it easily. Another item that everyone wonders about, is it difficult to drive there? It's very easy. We found it very easy. The roads are very good, the streets are good, everything is well signed, the people are very polite, we found the traffic very friendly. In short, you won't have any difficulty driving, as we didn't have any difficulty anywhere else in Europe. We found it very easy to drive, especially there. So it's very easy, no problem at all. You don't have to be worried or nervous because it's a very nice place, and the experience ends up being even better if you get to know the place by yourself, and by car the roads are really beautiful. Another tip that's the most important is how to save a lot of money and find your car. What happens? There are several big car rental companies there. There are some that are gigantic in Europe and all over the world, so we recommend that you go to the bigger ones to avoid headaches. We have done it with smaller ones and ended up having some problems, so we always do it with the biggest ones, which is our Alamo Europe car, $30, $50, $60 budget, Avis and National. There are several companies, all good and very similar, so what we recommend, the obvious tip, search them all because the price varies. Some have promotions and you will get a much cheaper price by searching them all, but you don't need to searching all of them. There's a car price comparator that's sensational. We'll even leave the link here in the description along with the other links that we use. It shows up in all these car rental companies, so you enter the date of your trip and it will list all the car rental companies, the cars available by car category, which is very nice, and you can guarantee the best price there, the best rental guaranteed. They have a price that's sometimes much cheaper than the rental companies themselves, as they are the biggest comparator practically in the world. They have a very strong negotiation with the rental companies, and their prices end up being even better if you go directly to the rental companies and work with them. So just by using the price comparator, which we'll leave here the link below, you will save a lot. We always use it and always have the best price. Another tip is to book in advance. As well as in the hotel, the earlier you book, the cheaper you pay, because it works on demand. As people rent cars and we run our cars in the stock for the day, the price goes up. The sooner you do it, the more car options you have. You have a chance to get a nice car and you get a much better price than if you live until you close the trip. And within this tip is the anticipation. You can make your reservation online beforehand using the comparator or some other size, because sometimes people leave the car rental there and it's the worst option because you will pay more. The purchase is in euros, you pay all the taxes, fees, you run the risk of not having the car on time, you lose time there, 1 or 2 hours there to do all this process at the car rental company. Anyway, book before, book online, which is much easier, much cheaper, and it's also very faster. Another important tip is insurance. What happens whenever you go to rent a car? When you are there, you will see that's already included, obligatory, the basic insurance that's against theft, robbery, and accidents. You have to have it, it's very important, but the rental companies try to bundle some other extra insurance for glass breakage, ridge, etc., several other things. In our opinion, overall, these years, it's not worth it because it's a high cost and we never needed to use it. It might happen and you might need it, but in our experience and with everyone we talk to, they don't take this insurance. If there's an option for extra insurance, we don't take it because it's not worth it and the price is high. You end up saving a lot if you don't take this extra insurance they try to push at you, so it's better. And another item that comes up is the GPS rental. You need the GPS to locate yourself because you don't know the country you're visiting. But what happens? The rental companies charge around €6, sometimes 7 to rent the GPS per day, so you can use their GPS in the car. But if you buy an internet chip to use your cell phone abroad, you will pay cheaper than that you would pay to use the GPS for about 8 days if they're 10 days. And you buy a chip so you can use your cell phone's internet at will during your whole trip. So you will pay cheaper for the chip than you would pay for the GPS. You can use your cell phone as a GPS, which works very well. We'll even leave here in the description of the video the link to the chip that we have always used it in our last trips and that we found very good. We tried several because there are many. There is one that has excellent signal. It worked even in small towns in the interior of the country, sometimes in more distant beaches. It worked everywhere. They are very good. You buy it and they send you a digital chip by email. You travel with in your phone, activate it, and you can use it. You can recharge it, use the applications to track. In short, they are very good. There's a chat if you need to ask questions, help to know which is the best chip for you. We have a chat there. I'll leave the link here below as well. And then you can use your cell phone during the whole trip. So don't rent a GPS and buy the chip, which is a cheaper option and it's way better. Another tip, as soon as you rent the car there, pay attention, ask what is the fuel. We are used to the most common fuel in the country. Sometimes you travel and don't even notice, and when you need to fill up the tank, you won't know which is the right fuel for that car. In Europe in general, most cars are already being made with diesel, but it's always good to ask so that you don't have this doubt when it's time to fill up. And the price to fill up is not expensive. We are used to other prices and it's up being much cheaper than in other countries. You will find it very cheap to rent a car there, just like it's in the United States. For example, in Latin America, it's much more expensive, so you end up paying a very fair price there. And now talking about the tools, many people have this doubt, but any big car rental company, the ones we recommend you to rent the car, they already registered with the license plates in the tool system, so usually you can pass it directly to your credit card that you left when you rented the car. They charge it later when the report arrives at the end of the month. They have everything right with the tool companies and then you are automatically charged. But the tools are not expensive, they are very cheap and the values are much lower than you think. So you can rest assured because everything is registered, everything is going to be there in your credit card in the end of the trip. And another important item for those traveling with children is the car seat. So as soon as you make the reservation, you will see that the option appears there for you to choose. It's super easy. At least in this comparator that we use, it already gives you the options there from so many to so many years or from so many to so many kilos. When you pick up the car, you confirm, but usually they already give you the seat. You put it there on the spot, install it without any problem. Check it out because it's important. You won't risk traveling without the seat because they really fine you. They are very strict with the safety issue. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give us a like and subscribe to the channel here. It helps us a lot. And follow us on social networks. We're always traveling the world, trying to show travel tips in a very cool way, and our routine with Clarinha, which is a blast. And when you are traveling, make your trip, tag us there. Tag me at @Lorenzi in your story so I can repost your story on your page. It's really cool for people to follow, and we like to see people using our tips, getting to know places around the world. And be sure to watch the video on how to save a lot on your trip to England and London. We have made a step-by-step guide for you to save a lot in your trip and make your trip complete. I'll leave it here on the side. It's very good. Be sure to watch it, and also the playlist with all the other videos from England and London for you to organize yourself very well. So that's it, guys. As always, thank you very much for staying and have nice trips.